Hello, YouTube. Welcome to podcast 96. Slightly different start to normal. This is YouTube exclusive. We've got a few people watching already. Feel free to share this around, get some more people in. I'm taking over this one. We are putting Phil, Paddy, and Jordan in the hot seat and seeing what they've got to say about podcast 96 from the very start.
So, welcome to Podcast 96. I'm your host, Jordan. Podcast number 2, and we have got a brand new host. So please welcome to the floor. It's brilliant, but fantastic. It's Mr. Paddy.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello, Treacle. I'm alright. How are you?
Hi, Andy here. Jordan, your microphone's still muted.
That was awkward.
We do have a little announcement to leave you with. Like I said, we have got a new host.
Well put together, man. That was
Good.
awesome.
God.
How are you guys?
man.
So many memories.
All right, you?
The boys got me crying.
I think this all just started with a Facebook status from Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I know.
I-
Just shows you can achieve your dreams.
I-
Absolutely.
Can,
Yeah.
if you believe.
If you believe.
You believe you
So-
can achieve.
So how are we all, guys? Obviously, we speak quite regularly, but some
Yeah.
people watching only sort of see you asking other people. So it's time for me to ask you, how are you?
It's quite nice to be in this situation for once, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to see my door open. It's my dog. Okay. And then he just pooped it. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah.
So can you
I'm-
believe? Sorry, Jordan.
I'm alright, mate. It's just weird to think like how it started, but I think it's just so much better now with all of us on. It's just, we've just had such a laugh, and we all just love being on, whether we're backstage talking us lot or we're on the stream. We just have such the best time.
Yeah.
We do.
Well, I was about to say, can you believe that in 5 days' time, it will have been 2 months since this whole thing the whole idea started?
Wow.
Man,
Yeah, man.
crazy.
Crazy. Did I join within a month in, or did I join just after a month? What was?
Well, I have preloaded plenty of things. You're going to have to bear with me because I am multitasking.
That's cool.
That's all right, man.
So, I hope
We're
I've
men,
got
we're
the
not
right
exactly
one
good
here.
at doing it. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was yours. Yours was your first appearance, Phil,
Oh,
was on
wow.
the 14th of May. So you're coming up to a month.
Oh, wow.
It's
Jeez.
gone quick. It's gone quick.
Yeah, it's like I think because we do 3 a week, it's like the whole week goes so quick because we're always
Yeah.
planning and then do a podcast the next day, plan the next day, and then was it Sunday we get like 2 days to plan. But normally we've tried to organise by planning the week ahead. But so
Yeah.
far, We're getting there.
Definitely.
So we've not actually started this podcast properly, so let's just do that now. So hi, I'm Andy. I'm taking over today. There is my Facebook. Go check it out. There is my Pokemon Go. Go.
How did you, mate?
I am joined here by the hosts of Podcast 96. First of all, we've got Mr. Jordan Simon. There's his TikTok. Go check that out. We've got the second host to join Podcast 96, Mr. Paddy Bennett. There's his TikTok. Go check that out. And then we have got the man who joined us third. It is Mr. Phil Page. There's
Hello.
his Facebook. Go check that out. And he needs gifts on Pokemon Go, so do add him to that. Wow.
It was really bad. I need them.
Brilliant.
So, guys, we've had loads of guests. We've had loads of changes to Podcast 96.
We have.
If you think back to the first one to what it is now, it has developed so much. For you, who are your most memorable guests? Let's start with Jordan.
Oh, do you know? I think the first one was massive because it was either going to go really, really well, or it was just going to land on his face. Obviously, when I first initially thought of it, I was just going to go Facebook Live, but then Andy offered to help me out, which was brilliant. We had, all the setup was amazing, and but I thought it's either going to go one way or the other. So I think that first podcast was obviously the start for better things to come. But guest-wise, I mean, I think we had a week. I think we had these 3 guests in a week who have all had a big influence in my career. We had Ryan on a Tuesday, I think, who was he's had a massive influence on where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think on a Sunday we had Gary, stepdad Gary, who really opened the door for me for entertainment. If it weren't for him, I really wouldn't have known where to start. And then of course we had Rolo, who was my big inspiration growing up on the holiday parks. He was massive. He was a big icon in entertainment.
Who in that picture looks about 13.
But yeah, them 3 were in the space of a week. I think as guests, them 3 definitely were brilliant. I mean, I love Paul and Kelly coming on. It would have been nice if we had them on a bit longer, but they're very busy. But yeah, I think them 3. For me.
So the Rolo one was remarkable. It's the first time I've seen you, like a 13-year-old girl, at a Justin Bieber concert.
Definitely, I was.
I half expected him to come on the screen and you to squeal like a little girl.
I think I did a little bit.
Paddy, for you, your most memorable guest.
I mean, yeah, because obviously I was on the first ever one, so that's kind of, I've literally been here since the beginning of it. First one as a guest and then as a host. The kind of good thing about this and Zoom and all these other things that are going on, it allows you to reconnect with friends that maybe haven't seen for a while. So for me, it's got to be Steve and Maz, just because I hadn't seen them for about a year. So that was really cool. And plus, that was the first one I ever did on my own because Jordan was ill that day. So I found it really easy because obviously I know them when we talked about Whitley Bay Panto, which is a shame. It's probably not going to go ahead now, but just the ease of talking to them, because obviously I know a lot about them. That for me was kind of made it better for me as well going forward as a host. So yeah, I'll give it to them.
Okay, and Phil, for you, obviously you've not been on as long, but is whether it was a guest that you were involved with or one that you watched before you joined?
Same as Jordan. The first one I watched properly was the Rolo one. When I saw that, I literally turned into a child again. Like Rolo was like a huge inspiration for myself, Jordan, so many people. I just watched a new guy speak to him, and it's like, damn, I'm jealous of these two. Like actually talking to him, having a good old chat. I was like, ugh. I think like every guest we have has their own like speciality, and listening to them and speaking to them, it just obviously lockdown has been a bit of a bummer, but every guest we speak to or you guys speak to, you learn how to, it homes you in a bit. Like while I'm here, I've got a home in on myself, like improvement. So it's been a good big learning curve. I think like every guest's been amazing to speak to, and but I've enjoyed, like Paddy said as well, it's just seeing all your friends on Zoom, on the chats and stuff, but it's Tuesday, Thursday, or certain day, or after midnight at parties. It's just like, yeah, it's positivity, mate. It's all been good. Yeah, honestly, like I said, thank you guys so much, because it has like helped me out get more positive to then actually achieve work and stuff at home. So, yeah, so thank you for allowing me to be part of it.
That's right, man. Good to have you on board.
So, like I say, this podcast has evolved a lot. It started off as just chatting away to people, and then it's developed. We've started doing more and more. I'll be honest, I'm quickly having a look now because I think I forgot to upload it, but oh no, there it is. So it was, let's have a look at the date on this. The 30th of April, we did our first game show on here.
Yeah, I remember that.
With the guys from Hearts. Paddy, you were on that as well.
Yeah.
How did you find it going from a chat show to a game show?
You asked, I think it was difficult first thinking about it, but then that's what we do every day, really. Me and Paddy and Phil. You know, we do these game shows and we enjoy them, and you've got to enjoy them. And I think the game show, it had a lot. Not that I wasn't relaxed on the Sunday one, but you could relax a bit more on the Thursday one, and you could just have a laugh and mess about. Where on a Sunday you wanted to get information, you was talking, it was nice chat. I think Thursday was like it was just a laugh. It was good.
Yeah.
Okay, we've lost Paddy a minute. This is like going back to the beginning where Paddy keeps cutting off.
It's the weather again.
We've got. Remember, people, you can put your questions into the comments on YouTube as well, like you normally would with Facebook. Gary's learnt that. Paddy's back. Hello, Paddy.
Sorry, I had to quit off a phone call. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gary's watching. Gary's asked here a difficult question. What would you guys rather do, podcast or parks, if he was the same?
Parks.
Ooh.
Parks. I mean, it's all. Yeah, I love doing this, obviously, but having that one-on-one interaction and being able to like have an audience, because obviously we can't see the audience that are watching this. I'm sure they're all fabulous, but it's like, you know what it is when you're on stage and you like, say you're doing a cab, whatever, you do a gag, you find out if it's funny or not straight away because you get the response. It's that kind of audience feedback. Definitely parks.
Yeah, because obviously everyone watching, I'm assuming, would have watched the rest of them. But in case not, you guys all work for Park Holidays, although this is not connected to Park Holidays.
No.
This is just something you've done to fill the time, really. So what about you, Jordan? What? I
think, I'd want to be on the parks. I want to be on the parks. I'll do it. Hello?
You can't. Did you say you can't hear Jordan?
No.
Okay, that might be because of the phone call interrupting. Do you want to just pop off and pop back on again?
Back in.
Yes.
Sorry, Jordan. Carry on.
That's right. I want to be on the parks, obviously, but I think with this, I really do think it's helped us, me, Phil, and Paddy, get through this a lot easier. I think it's helped. It's just helped. It's not a distraction, but it's just been something nice because we've had something to do. We've had a purpose. We're always planning ahead, and we're doing these shows. And I just think it's been so good for us mentally. It's been brilliant, and so many people have watched and enjoyed it, and we've had so many laughs. I think it's really been important. We wouldn't have done this if the parks were still open. So I'm not glad the parks have shut, but I'm really glad that we've done this.
Yeah, and I think it's like following up on that, like, even though like as for it's been good that we've been hosting it, but we've had all our colleagues, our friends, our park stars or regionals, whoever it is, they've come on as well. So we've actually kept in touch through a completely different way of a podcast. and it's just like having that. We're still like a big family, like a same family. So I think it's all kept us together as that, and yeah.
Can you hear me now, Paddy?
Paddy, are we
Yeah, I
back?
can hear you. Yeah.
All right.
So, looking at we're having a trip down memory lane, I thought I'd throw in some Paddy's bad phone connection
Well,
for you.
I just said Paddy, but we wouldn't have had this if the parks didn't shut. So I'm glad this has happened. But I think it's been really good for us mentally. I think it's kept us going.
Yeah.
I've gone mad.
But I've gone mad. But of course, I'd love to be on the parks again.
So
Yeah.
to all the people watching, we're doing this on YouTube because Facebook is phenomenal. The support on Facebook, YouTube's lacking behind a bit. So please do ask all your friends to subscribe on YouTube. Do go over and check out the Facebook page, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. And don't forget that throughout this podcast, we have been using this to support Mental Health Foundation.
Yeah.
And obviously, we mention this a lot, but Jack Griffin also has a wonderful page on Facebook. If anyone's struggling, if anyone just wants some education over mental health, whatever, go check it out. You can do a lot of good on there or receive a lot of help. We have got people now commenting. Jodie Price says hello. Jodie, we will be getting
Hello,
to you in a
Jodie.
little bit.
Hi, Jodie.
Hello.
Sarah's on.
Yeah.
Joanne David is on.
Yeah.
So it's starting to build up. Now let's have a look at a few memories, shall we? So the first thing that I want to sort of have.
I've got the carrots up, I've got the potatoes.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
That'll be the next one.
That'll be the next memory, yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I want to go and have a look back at is, first of all, a Hall of Fame member. Now, we need to throw out a quick apology because we did say that when we had Megan on the other day that she was the first person to appear on all versions.
Yeah.
I remembered.
Yeah, it turns out she isn't. It was actually Mr. Lewis Fitzpatrick. So we now have Lewis and Megan in the
Lewis
Hall of Fame.
Standing in my hallway.
But do you know what? Even with no guests, he still manages to work his way onto a podcast. Because right now we're going to go back to right near the beginning when we had Lewis on, and lovely trip down memory lane for this one.
But as a kid, I mean, I used to be scared of the Teletubbies when I was a kid.
Just freaky little things anyway.
I wasn't scared of the Teletubbies. I don't know if you remember, but I'm a 90s
Baby
kid.
trapped in the sun.
There used to be a cardboard bear and a cardboard lion, and they used to chase each other on wheels, and the bear would come out and sort of go, I'm the bear with brown fuzzy hair, then it would run away on like two little wheels. I mean, if Andy can get a picture of that or a video, that would be impressive. But
We seem to go
bear
on
and
to
the
things from our
lion.
childhood that scared us. Was there any kids shows that scared you, Lewis? Not just Doctor Who, just anything.
I used to be afraid of them, like not now because they've been like new and redesigned. The Muppets when they looked like proper.
I know a few
It's like
people.
in the olden day Muppets.
Yeah. My mum's scared of the Muppets because when it comes to Christmas, I like watching the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Brilliant film.
Classic. And but
I mean,
she
for
won't
me,
watch it.
There was a show, if you remember, called Playdays.
No, I've not seen
I know the name.
It was on CBBC. It was like this cartoon animation of a bus, and it was like and it always stops at a different stop. And Dave Benson Phillips, who presented Get Your Own Back, he used to do the roundabout stop for a while, and it's like stories and arts and stuff like that. But there was one. Headphones. There was one.
Mr. Jolly.
One stop. I think Mr. Jolly was the best. I think it was the playground stop. You had like Peggy Patch and who was the Y-Birds and all this sort of thing. Poppy the cat. And you found that scary. You found that scary, Jordan. He's hiding.
No,
It's okay.
we got find a video. There's a
He's doing the weeping angel there. Look.
there's a video. There's a Paddy, take over.
You're right. But yeah, there was the playground stop, and there was this character called Lizzie, who was like this puppet thing, and she used to do this sing and dance. I was petrified of her, and we can't play video due to copyright. Thank Christ for that. But like, I had this thing when I was a kid, and I had nightmares when I was a kid. I thought she lived under my desk. It was like so scary. But then there was like a turning point. I had a dream one night, and she was actually all right. And then it just kind of went. And I look at it now, and I think, what was I scared of? But there's still that little bit of me. If I watch it now, I just think I do remember what it was like to be scared of her, because she had this weird face. Yeah. I was going to say something else, but I've stopped myself because I'll tell you in the backstage afterwards, because it is not very nice. But yeah,
definitely. If you get a chance, go on YouTube and just put in the Teletubbies, The Bear and the Lion, and then come back to me. And as a 4-year-old. Tell me that you wouldn't be scared, because I used to be. My mum will vouch.
That's it. Oh my God, that is it. Thank you, Andy. Oh, she freaked me out. She did.
Never in a million years.
She was a little marionette. I think that's what they called them, the ones on the strings, like the Thunderbird ones. But it's mainly because she sang, but her lips didn't move. She's constantly like
that. Your two's reactions to like how, I mean, Jordan just lost it. Paddy genuinely had a sound of fear in his voice.
It started popping up all the time after that, though, didn't it? Every podcast. It don't pop up so much now, but it used to pop up so many times.
Talking
you explained it to us, Jordan, and we had a bit of a watch party, and I was like, yeah, I can see why, because it's
yeah, it's weird. Do you know what though? Think like watching that. Obviously, I've spoke on a microphone in front of crowds for so long, so many years, but you could tell back then at the beginning of the podcast, I was so nervous to be on camera. But I think I've improved. I think we all have. There's something weird about talking to the camera.
Talking about the bear and about Lizzie with Lewis was a massive turning point for Podcast 96, because that's when you sort of decided to scrap the idea of having a different topic and just talking to people and going with the flow.
Yeah.
How do you find it now, the way that we do it, compared to how you tried to do it?
Rubbish. No. No. I'll let you guys start.
I think it's more prep, because I mean, obviously the first one I was just a guest, so like I had things in my head like, okay, he's probably going to ask me about this, that, and the other thing, because obviously me and Jordan know each other. But when it comes to having people on that I'd never really met before, like Rolo, I didn't know who he was, but then obviously with the chat, and he's a fantastic guy, we've got on really well. I just thought, I'm sort of thinking on my head, but I'm making notes of stuff now, and stuff. So it kind of prepping is a thing we do on pot. I'm not going to do an evening's worth of entertainment and have a quiz night without pre-writing a quiz in the afternoon or something like that. So definitely, prep-wise, it's taught me that a lot.
I think for me it changed everything. I think if we didn't, because it was all so structured, which is a good thing. But I think if we didn't change that, then I don't think we'd have ever had the game show, or we'd have ever had that After Dark, because after that we just wanted to have a laugh, and we just wanted it to be natural. And so I think that was a big turning point.
Okay, so talking of game show, Phil, your first appearance was on a game show, which, let's be honest, is quite a memorable game show. For a couple of reasons. Coming up to it, here's the first reason.
Oh, how are you, mate? What have you been up to?
I'm alright, to be fair now, mate.
I woke up.
I woke. Someone just got it. Someone just falls down the stairs.
I thought that was EastEnders finishing.
Who fell down the stairs?
Oh,
How realistic do you want to be?
However,
Back. And then
wait, it gets better. It gets better.
Okay, the next thing I want you to go and fetch, so Phil's currently in the lead, is a hat. Phil fetch.
oh, yeah. Knock the lamp over. Oh, okay. Okay.
What did I miss?
Oh.
Do you know what?
Just
That was
face
so
planted
memorable.
sofa.
That was so memorable. Let's look at it again, but this time let's go full screen on Phil and let's go slow motion.
like a whale pouncing on food.
Oh.
That's what I was like when I heard McDonald's was open. Wow.
You know how I ever carried on with that game show is beyond me, because I could barely breathe. But I watched that so many times on Facebook and YouTube for the next week. I just could not stop watching it. It was brilliant.
Ian Chase says, thanks for helping to keep us all sane over the past couple of months. Catch them eventually, even if I can't see them live due to life.
Cheers, Ian.
Oh, man, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Joanne asks, Phil, did you actually break your sofa?
Yes. You know, like, and also you've got the like fabric. It's in between the beams, like the little, it's like a sofa bed. And when I dived on it, I thought, oh yeah, I heard my knee crack. When I actually jumped on it, so when I sprang, I was like, that was my knee cracking. That was a bit of wood. So I was like, oh. And I realised as I jumped on, I moved the sofa and then shifted the lamp. I was like, oh no, don't pull that. So
with all that, Phil's laughter is just infectious as well. So I think that's why.
Because every
Jordan
time
goes,
you know what?
Jordan goes, I go, so it's like a circle of laughter.
I was going to edit a montage of all the times that Podcast 96 went off the rails with laughing, and then I realised that actually that would probably take up the entire stream.
Mostly innuendo bingo. Mostly, especially the first time we did it.
Phil's a nightmare for that. But Phil, you've got a habit of breaking things in the name of the podcast. You broke your bed as well when you jumped on it. We saw that clip right at the beginning.
Yeah. That was funny because I thought this jump on the bed thing really cool. But I was scared of going to follow my wardrobe. Then my springs went in my bed. Obviously, because I'm a really thin person, I was like bouncing. I was like, just something here not right. So when I fall asleep, there's not much bounce. Oh god.
Podcast 96 wrecks your house.
Honestly, it does. And it wrecks your life. It wrecks your life. It wrecks your rooms. It's just hell. No, I'm joking.
So I don't want to seem like I'm moving too quickly, but we did sort of say this was going to be a shorter podcast, so I don't want to try and drag it out too long. Paddy,
yes,
you had a real technical issues at the beginning of the podcast.
Yes.
So much so that this isn't actually, even before the After Dark, this isn't the first time I've actually had to come onto a stream. Let's just take a look at a game show with Jack and Arthur.
I want this any consolation, mate. Oh, it's time to sort drivers. What? That's just me and Jack now. Well, that's our show now, mate.
Yeah, that's that. That's that done. Thank you
cheers
for playing, mate. Cheers.
Cheers for listening, everyone.
Thanks for listening to my podcast.
Hey, Jack, that's a poor old show, Jack. Isn't it? Whatever are they doing?
Okay. Completely unplanned. It looks like I'm coming on the screen for a bit. Can everyone hear me?
I'm having a few.
Yeah, yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Can you both hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, all good.
Okay,
Yeah.
looks like I'm taking over for a minute. I'm not sure where Jordan's disappeared to, or Paddy. Okay.
Oops.
We'll just carry on with Go Fetch. I'm not sure what the points are because I haven't been keeping count, but
I think it's 5-0 to me in it, Arthur.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Oh, Jordan's back.
Toilet.
Jordan's back.
Right,
Hang on, a rolling pin's just appeared from nowhere.
right. I'm back. I'm back. Paddy
I
sent a
have
message.
never
and
let up so quickly.
Paddy sent a message. I clicked on it, and it removed me from the live.
Oh.
Right, I'm back. It's fine.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Do you know what? I think the weather was awful that day at Paddy's. And he sent me a message and I clicked on it and all of a sudden I was gone.
It wouldn't be podcast 96 without tech issues.
But then
Like,
it actually prompted me to get this new phone, which is amazing now. So it's fine.
it was one of them things. So a lot of people don't know that during most of these podcasts that I'm sat backstage, I'm actually just lying in bed because I'm a lazy git. So literally, I'm there lying in bed just watching. Jordan disappears off the screen. I'm like, oh, what's happened? And I'm looking and I'm panicking. I'm thinking, I'm gonna have to jump in it. So I've literally jumped out of bed to try and look presentable. Come on,
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue what was going on.
I've just got this image of you there lying down there, just like picking your nose with a pen or something. Just
I think it was the first podcast with Paddy and Reese. We maybe went for just short of 2 hours, and we all come backstage, and you genuinely looked like you was asleep. You're just laying down. I was like, Andy. No, brilliant.
I weren't asleep. It was just
Ian's comment there. Actually, Ian is a owner at a park I used to work at, and he works with. I'm not sure what he does. It's IT, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it's a programmer. So yeah, he knows all about tech.
Yeah, we do love a bit of tech, like
techie, blah blah.
But obviously, we've had a few man-made tech errors. For example, at the beginning, we saw Jordan started hosting a podcast, spent the first 5 minutes without his mic on.
That was hilarious. What made me laugh in that clip was that one was completely ripping the podcast. Like, this is not a very good podcast, is it? Not a very good show. I was like, oh god, is that one of those customers who used to go moan all the time? Like, oh god.
That was awful. It's awful.
So, obviously, we've got the podcast where we have guests on. We've got the game show. We also then decided, because there was quite a few chats we were having off camera, that we thought these would be great to put on air, but they're not appropriate for that time of day.
They're really not. They're not appropriate for any time of day.
Wow.
No.
But yeah, so along came After Dark. This was the first iteration. We decided to actually let the audience design the poster for this one. And the wonderful Carly came up with that.
Oh, amazing.
We had some great entries, but the audience voted, and that was the winner. And that gave us After Dark. Let's talk memorable memories from After Dark, and I know exactly what you're all about to say. Should we just play the clip?
Yes.
Yes, please.
All right, we knew this was coming, so let's just play it.
Yeah, my turn.
9 is keep rhyming. So you have to say a sentence, and then the next person has to rhyme it, and the next person, and the next person, and the next person.
Please no swearing.
I picked up a book.
And it shook.
Is it me?
Yeah.
I began to look.
For a French cook.
French cook. It began to whisk.
It's meant to rhyme, Jodie. It's meant to
Jodie,
rhyme.
it's meant to rhyme.
Andy, say your one again.
Just have a drink, Jodie. Have a drink. Oh, she's gonna have to go put the kettle on in a minute.
I can't tell you how many times I've watched
that. For me, was even better because I had the night off that night and I was watching it like with everyone else as a viewer. And when that happened, I was outside having some fresh air at the time, and I literally almost choked. I was like, brilliant.
She is the most lovely girl. And I know she might be watching. She's the most lovely girl. But when she said that, I was done. I was absolutely done. But Jodie, we love you. And thank you. Just thank you.
Feels like So in our group chat, I asked all of you for your memories, and this was probably the one that all three of you mentioned.
Yeah. It was
just as it gets me. It's just the fact Jordan lobbed his headphones off as if he'd just given up. Phil fell over.
No, stop it.
Do you know what? I've not actually done it, but I'm making the decision now. Jodie, we're putting you in the Hall of Fame.
Yes. She needs to be. Do you know what? Though, on a serious note, I think from the beginning she has shared every single live that we've done. So thank you, Jodie, so much. You've given us so much support, but you've also given us a brilliant memory now that we'll never forget. It was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I mean, we've had some amazing guests on After Dark. What's apart from Jodie, obviously, what's been your favourite part of After Dark?
Oh God!
It's a tricky one. Go on, Phil.
I think it's just that like variation. So like Sunday's very calm, collective. Whereas you feel like we're having a chat, then Thursdays is a really like crazy, and then you've got a Tuesday which is more of a just have a chill, have a drink, or
you say that Tuesdays are crazy for me.
Yeah, okay. Andy does work and stuff, and like I think it's good though because it's planning something different, and then obviously in like adding competitions like the sandwiches, the drinking games, or whatever. It's just building us. I feel it's like made me like more of like when I go back or whatever, I can actually add these ideas into my own stuff. But
yeah.
I think my favourite memorable bit is just ideas and this variation from Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Just hilarious. Obviously, the whisk. Generally, I'm gonna put that as my ringtone. I'm asking Jodie if I can record her saying it. You got a whisk? Ah, hello.
I'll get you an audio clip. I'll send it over.
Please.
Perfect.
Yes.
Paddy, what about you? What's been your most memorable part of After Dark?
I think every single episode has been great, and I like it because obviously we gave it an 18 certificate, but I don't think we've ever needed it. That's what I like because we always say,
I think we've trod the line a couple of times.
Because like obviously with this kind of day, time of day, and the other podcasts, we're not constantly watching what we're saying. I think we just go into entertainer mode, so we don't say anything. But if we did say anything like a swear, then it's fine because it's overrated. We can do so. Just having that, not having to think about what you say before you say it, is kind of cool. I mean, Innuendo Bingo for me is brilliant. It's an idea from the Scott Mills show on BBC Radio 1. I'm a huge fan of Scott Mills, and I love that game. They don't really play it anymore, so it was nice to bring that out and do something funny.
And Jordan, what about you?
I think the whole idea of it took us a little while to get After Dark up and running, but I think the whole idea we've probably had the most interaction on After Dark. Where we've had everybody that's want to come on, and we've just had so much banter. And we do the big call afterwards, where it goes on to maybe 2 a.m, and we all just have such a laugh. There's so much banter, but there's just been so many people on it. It's been unreal.
With everything going on, the after party, which I will just mention, as long as you are over 18, it's open to everyone to join and just come and join in. All you've got to do is drop us a message if you ever want to join the after party. But it's that 1 day a week of release after all the stress of organising and everything. It's just that 1 day to be able to release and refresh.
If I'm right, I think the first one happened by accident. We just were all talking.
Oh yeah,
we normally do. Carried on, and then
I mean, we normally do.
Like, we should just make this a thing.
Yeah, we normally do a group call after every show, just to sort of feedback and whatever. Yeah, and we actually, because there was so many people, we originally said, "Oh, we won't do a group call with everybody. We'll just do it with ourselves." And then I think Jordan decided to ring the group. So he rang the group, and then everyone started joining. And next thing we know, it's 2:00 in the morning. And yeah,
I think from all of these shows though, I've spoken to so many people that I never thought I'd speak to.
Yeah.
I think before we did this, I got on with Paddy. I knew Paddy and I knew Phil, but I think now we're so close as mates. But everyone else as well as guests that have come on. We've just made.
We're a bit more closer than mates. I mean.
Well, yeah, but
we've seen each other a lot and seen a lot of each other.
We've just made so many mates. I think there's just been people on it. Obviously, we work in a big company, and there's people that have been on that I never thought that I'd speak to. Obviously, I'd say hello, but we've had these big conversations. It's been so nice to get to know everybody. And everybody just talking and just bonding, and I think that's been the best thing.
I mean, I was just going to say, from me, obviously, you three work for Park Holidays. A lot of the guests also have a lot of free time because they also work for Park Holidays. I'm not in the holiday parks anymore, so I'm a bit out of touch with who's doing what these days. But there's so many people that have been on that I now, I speak to on an individual level, because of you guys. People like Jess, for example. People like Reese, people like Lois, people like Lewis. People like Megan. People like, even Paddy. I knew Paddy beforehand, but we didn't really communicate that much.
Not a lot.
And me and Phil constantly message each other. Pokemon Go.
Yeah, don't get me started.
You pair of sad acts.
Do you know what? It would be so good if we could all work together. I know me and Paddy managers for the company, but it was so good to work together. I know me and Phil have said that we'd absolutely love to, because we'd just have such a laugh together.
Yeah.
It would just be amazing when we do finally get together and we can have a drink or something. It would be brilliant.
I think
it's important. I don't know if you two working together would be a good idea, or whether place a
I don't know.
Imagine the three of us, my good lord.
Oh, and me, I'm tech, because I'm good in the DJ box.
Oh, there you go then.
Do you know what? Just on that, Andy, I think it's definitely worth a big thank you and shout out to Andy from all three of us, because we're, like I said, when I had this idea, I was just gonna go Facebook Live, and it would have maybe lasted a week, if that. But Andy said, "I'll help you out," and he's doing it for nothing. And this setup and all the adverts you see on After Dark, and all the plug-in and all the everything that you see, this whole setup is all down to Andy, and this wouldn't be the same without you, mate. So massive thank you,
mate. I love it, and I love being able to just put random things in. Like Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We are endorsed by Jesus.
It was just a random thing that, I decided to put on, and it made my day.
Sorry, I just want to say, a massive thing for me, at the beginning of the year, it's of the not podcast, the lockdown. I think for 2 weeks I was in a rut of couldn't be bothered, and then working with you guys, it's just opened the mind of creativity school, the whole Jesus thing, and loads of ideas from Andy, Jordan, and yourself. And I think just opened up the whole world. As I never thought of in a podcast. You know what a podcast was. I don't have a podcast. So this a go.
Although we have kind of shot ourselves in the foot a little bit, because the regionals have said to us, because we're not the only people who've done it. Obviously, Nathan and Carly have done their one as well. Reese has got one going, and the regionals have said to us now, because on part we do a Sunday live game show. It's like, when we go back, and we ask you to do stuff online, you've got no excuse because we've seen what you've been up to, and it's
Yes, yeah.
But they've also said that we should carry this on, which I think would be good. We'd love to carry this on.
So we are running out of time. There was something else I loaded in that I wanted to speak mainly to Paddy about. So Phil, I'm not sure if your messages on the chat are genuine, but if they are, you can disappear for a minute if you want.
I'm joking. I keep this going. Back a minute.
Okay. So Paddy, you said that yes, that's what he's saying.
It's a boy room.
It's a little boy's room.
Do you know what? I'll just hide him out for a minute. So Paddy, you said that one of your most memorable guests was your friend Stephen Mazza because you got to catch up with him.
Yeah.
Something that we found. So one of the things that you did, knowing that Mazza is a good dancer, is you shown her a dance challenge.
Aladdin, yes.
Yes. So let's have a quick look at the one you've shown her.
See, forget your easy. That would be amazing if anyone could do it.
Yeah, so that's what you piped into her, and this is, as far as I've seen, this is a first. She's actually the first person that's followed up with something from the podcast.
Yeah,
and she's done one herself. Let's take a quick look at that.
Nice.
Well done. Well done. And I mean, it just goes to show how much things that happen on the podcast actually have a influence on people and have an impact. That's amazing that she's gone and followed up with that.
And it proves my point, like I said on the podcast, like I said to her, you probably watch that and think, 1, 2, 3, yeah, got it. That just proves my point.
Yeah, so Jordan, that was obviously quite memorable for Paddy, that podcast. After Dark, I assume, would be quite memorable for you, Jordan. Mainly because we've had Gary on a Sunday, we've had Jack and Arthur on, and we finally got your mother on.
Yeah, I wonder where this is going.
Should we take a look?
Let's.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You?
You have... Oh, not bad. You have been begging to come on and embarrass Jordan. So I'm going to mute Jordan now so he can't interrupt. And now you can tell us whatever you want about him.
Please. Any stories, anything, please. I will pay you in whatever food, wine, just send any, just tell any funny thing about Jordan. Stories. Yeah, just stories, please.
Some funny stories. Okay, so when he was little, about 5 or 6, 12, 13, whatever it was, he used to need me to do his shoes up. So one time I bent down to do his shoes. I was doing his shoes and I said, hang on, you need to put your tongue out. They won't do up without you putting your tongue out. And when I looked up, he was like this.
Definitely was when I was 13 years old.
At 14 or 15, he said, I'm putting my tongue out. I said, no, I need to pull your tongue out your shoe. They won't do up.
It was last week, wasn't it?
We're outside the school gate and he stood there.
And Andy, lovely story, by the way. Thanks. How do I flip my camera around?
So, are there any others?
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think you can only do it in selfie mode.
Yeah, sorry, mate. So, are there any others? Just one more quick
you'll
one.
have to hold it like that.
So look against that.
Okay.
Another one.
I won't be able to.
Oh. Yeah, another story, please. I just found it hilarious. Is there...
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Apparently, he also used to kiss the mirror and pretend it was his girlfriend.
Oh, really? That's his younger brother. That's his little brother. So he may have done that. He used to say until he was about 9, he couldn't wipe his bottom, so he used to say, "Mommy, please, can you come and wipe my
Jordan, give us a quick rendition of it.
Sing it, baby.
Please sing it.
Can I just say, if it's not true,
Can you come and wipe my bum?
right? That was not true.
Oh,
You know, I knew that would come in, and there's truth to that, but it definitely didn't happen when I was 9. Definitely not. It happened when when I was 21. No,
Watching that video, I completely forgot that we had your mum and Austin Powers as a guest. I mean,
yes. That's what I feel like. Yeah, that she exaggerated on that bit. I wasn't 9. I was about 4 or 5.
Hello, whoever that is.
Maybe 6. Maybe 6 years old. But with Jack, we both used to in the shopping centre. We used to both go in front of the mirror and kiss the mirror. That's true.
We literally could have filled that entire night just with stories from your mum.
Story time.
Until you actually said something about a cup in the car. So, and then she went very quiet.
Yes.
Yes. I'm guessing that isn't a story to share now. So let's not do that. So, well, guys, what are you looking forward to of things coming up?
Country opening.
I mean, on the
podcast. Father Christmas coming to town.
Hey, don't joke. I'll get on Fiverr for next week's After Dark.
I just think carrying this on and just having it as like, because it's doing it is genuinely, it's one of the highlights of the week for me. And it's like almost like on a Monday and a Wednesday, and like Friday when we don't do it, it's just like, oh. So carrying it on, maybe at a reduced rate, we don't know until we get back to see what time we've got in our hands.
I don't know how we're going to get single trees.
I mean, we've said we'd carry this on, maybe do 1 or 2 a week when we get back to parks, depending on how much time we've got. But I think when the season's finished in November, we should definitely do this over winter.
Well, we have discussed very, very loosely. Well, I say we've discussed. I've sort of made the decision that we are going to have a Podcast 96 Christmas party.
Yeah.
Of some sort. And personally, I just think we hire a venue and just have it as an open event. Anyone can come.
Definitely.
Let's get them ready for the weekend.
And I'll tell you what else we could do. Let's do during it a live podcast.
Yes, that'd be good.
We'll plan all that anyway. Phil, what about you? What are you looking forward to coming up on the podcast?
I just get excited every day. Look forward to speaking to you guys every day. Like I wake up, what's we doing? Or the chat just makes me laugh. I wake up going, what the hell has been speaking about? I look forward to like what's coming up, like Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, because they're so fun. You never know what's going to happen. And obviously, I think just the laughs. I just look forward to all the laughs we have. Every time I wake up. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to you guys going back to the park, so I've actually got some time to sit through and remove myself from the million group chats that we're in.
Oh, group chats.
So, one quick fire question for you. If you could have anybody, absolutely anybody, as a guest on the podcast, who would you have? Jordan?
Wow. I would say he's a wrestler, Undertaker. That'd be amazing.
Okay. Paddy?
It's a toss-up. I mean, they're two completely different people, but I'd love to have Jim Carrey because I'm a huge fan. And he's asking questions. That or RuPaul. That'd be hilarious.
Nice.
And Phil?
Geraldine Granger from
Dawn French.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, just because I love her. Yeah,
which is on Netflix.
Little Britain's not. Right. I'm not going to.
If not David Jason.
Okay, I'm not getting Paddy started on that. Right, guys, is there any stories you want to share before we wrap up from the podcast that are memorable to you? Anything we've missed?
Yes.
I think the time Phil lost and you had to put the please stand by thing, because every time I watch it, even now, it still makes me absolutely wet myself.
What is it? Oh, when we had the laughing bit. Yeah.
Oh, when the whole thing derailed.
Yeah. Which, if anything, you put in that "please stand by" up just made us worse.
I laugh at Paddy's laugh.
It was one of them.
Your laugh.
It was one of them. If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or same podcast as Jodie when Stuart forgot to leave the chat.
Yeah.
I lost signal, and it's finished. We was waiting, and next minute is me, Andy, Jordan, Stuart's still on.
I'll be honest, that wasn't necessarily Stuart. That was for some reason I was really lagging that day, so I thought I'd removed him. It wasn't until we came back on that I realised that it hadn't actually registered that I'd removed him. Jordan, what about you? Any stories?
I think we've covered most of them, and they've all been brilliant. Every guest that we've had, but I just think like the whole thing of making this and all the support we've had. And I think we've almost got 400 followers and likes now. And we said when we get 400, we're going to do a little raffle for everybody where someone can win something. But as long as people keep liking and sharing, then we'll keep doing this.
Yeah, and we need to boost YouTube. So let me explain why we've done this. I'll be completely honest with you. I want a silver play button, and for that we need to get 100,000 subscribers. So share it to everybody and get them to subscribe to YouTube.
Definitely.
We are also on TikTok at Podcast 96 Official. I think there are plans to do a video tomorrow. Is there?
Yes.
Okay. Instagram Official Podcast 96. That is being kept up to date. So have a look at that. Before we sort of wrap up the end, I do want to just go through and say a thank you to everybody. So first of all, obviously to Jordan for starting this. You guys have already thanked me, so you don't have to do that. Big thank you to Paddy for being a part of this as well and being on the first podcast. Also, thank you to Reese. Thank you to Nathan and Carly. Carly especially for doing the After Dark poster. Thank you very much for that.
Awesome.
Jess and Lewis, thank you both. Jess, you've had some cracking stories that are memorable, and Lewis, we can't keep you away from the podcast.
And we wouldn't have it any other way.
A big thank you to Carl Charlesworth. That was a brilliant one. A big thank you to Ryan Higgins, even though you guys nearly got your P45 for some of the stuff you uncovered about him.
Yeah.
Big thank you to Jack and Arthur. A big thank you to Gary Tustin. Big thank you to Rolo.
Yes.
Big thank you to Steve and Mazza.
Yay.
A big thank you to Phil for being a host and also appearing on the game show, and Lewis again. Lewis is the podcast 96 coffee table. We literally can't. He is part of the furniture.
Top fan.
Big thank you to Ricky Lee White.
Oh, that was
yeah. So there was no real format to it. So a big thank you to everyone who decided to pop on the very first After Dark. That was more of a tester to see what we could and couldn't do. A big thank you to Adam and Megan. Adam currently being our Fluffy Bunnies champion.
Yeah, 17.
Yep. So a big thank you to Paul and Kelly, although we couldn't have you on that long. Thank you for joining us anyway. A big thank you to Coral and Sonia for joining us. A big thank you to everyone that's appeared on After Dark. I've not got a list of names because there's far too many of you, but thank you each and every one of you.
Yep.
Big thank you to Ian Jones.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome.
A big thank you to Scotty, Viv, and Jade.
Oh yeah, that lost like 5-0 or something.
Another thank you for appearing to Megan, who is also in the Hall of Fame.
Oh
that
yeah,
was just last week, wasn't it?
Yeah. A big thank you to today's game show, Joanne and Sheepy, and this one is in the wrong order, so I've missed this one. But thank you also to Stuart, Dan, Josh, and Chloe for all appearing on the game show. We've had some crackers.
We've had a load.
Yeah. It's brilliant. But thank you to everybody that's liked and shared as well, because
absolutely.
It's
please
been brilliant.
do.
That's so much support, and as long as you keep supporting us, we'll keep doing it. Whether it's 1 or 2 shows when we get back, or over winter time, we'll keep doing it.
We'll see how we go.
Please do keep liking and sharing. Like I say, share the YouTube out as much as you can. I want by the end of the year is a bit too optimistic. Within a year, I want us all to be doing this with a silver plaque behind us.
Behind you.
Yeah, just get some tinfoil.
Oh no, we'll get us all one. We'll get us all one. You can buy replicas. I'll happily have a replica as long as I know we've earned it.
Yeah.
So before we get on to the big announcement that we've been promising, I want to go right back to how we started today's podcast and have one more look at start to finish.
If you believe, you can achieve.
So, welcome to Podcast 96. I'm your host, Jordan. Podcast number 2, and we have got a brand new host. So please welcome to the floor. It's brilliant, but fantastic. It's Mr. Paddy.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello, Treacle. I'm alright. How are you?
Hi, Andy here. Jordan, your microphone's still muted.
That was awkward. We do have a little announcement to leave you with. Like I said, we have got a new host.
Lovely.
Here is too many more.
Yeah,
definitely. We'll keep this going. My cup's empty. But we'll keep this going for as long as we can.
I did drop a couple of little hints in that video as well. I don't know if anyone's picked up, but every time we've said that we've got an announcement, it's always been either a new platform, a new show, or Phil's been sacked. No, or a new host. Now so that's always been the announcements. Every time we've said we've got a big announcement, and I can now tell you the announcement is a new platform. Yes, we're going live on Grindr. No, I'm joking.
We all got far too excited about that.
I was already clapping, so
I can say that one of those things is the big announcement, but I'm going to leave it to you guys to sort of introduce the announcement. We've got a sort of video to do it, but go for it. So what is the announcement?
Do we just play the video?
Yeah, I tell you what. We do have such a laugh, and we have so much banter. But with this person joining, they really do. They have so much banter as well.
See, now you've given it away. Yes, we are announcing a new host joining.
Yeah.
And do you know what? To announce this new host joining, it's something that we need to go all the way back to episode 2 for, because that's when the seeds were sown.
So yeah, you were brilliant last time on the podcast. So we said,
thank you.
You as a host. We said we'd love to have you as a host as well. I think we needed another voice because people might get bored of me after a little while. If they keep hearing my...
it's nice to be part of it, mate. Let's have it.
I was thinking the other day, maybe we could. We've already got a team of 3, me and Andy. Andy's doing backstage. If we can maybe add a female host.
Hello.
Yes, Megan.
It's Megan Hughes. Welcome to the asylum.
Do you know what we hid this so well. The other day we had her on as a guest, and we all knew obviously she was going to be a host, and we was like, "We got a surprise coming," and we hit it. We hit it well. But no, I think it's lovely to have.
How are you feeling about joining us there, Megan?
I am so excited. Obviously, we've had our chats like privately and we've discussed it, but overall, like, I'm so excited to like be a part of something. And obviously, before this, I didn't really know you guys at all. So
and now she wishes she didn't.
But yeah, now, like, joining the crew.
We've had loads of group chats privately, and she's still with us, which is amazing. Welcome.
Do you know what? The banter that we all have when we do these video calls is just amazing. We'll just whip banter around. It's brilliant. But I think it's so important to have a female host on there as well.
We're not box ticking when we do this. It's genuinely, she is fantastic.
No, definitely. And obviously Megan's on a big show park as well, and we can try and get loads of people involved with this podcast. But that is it now. No more hosts. No more hosts. It's just us four. But Megan is brilliant. Brilliant.
The craziest thing, going back to what you were saying about the banter, because we can't say half the stuff we talk about.
No.
And everything else, but I was just like, initially, right, okay, if we've got a girl, let's keep it, try and keep it PG. Oh, no, she's just as bad as us.
I love the fact it was, right, we've got a girl, let's try and keep it PG, and the first thing I do is send a picture of myself in the bath.
Sounds so wrong.
Honestly, like, I say
Nothing
this so
revealing.
many times,
Nothing
but
revealing.
I am not a girl.
Have you got the picture
like
on?
one of the lads.
I ain't got the picture on here, no.
It
was basically the same sort of shot as you've got now, but like that.
Yeah.
Surrounded by bubbles.
Brilliant. So Megan will be joining us on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. She'll be hosting our first podcast this Sunday. We're not going to reveal who we've got on yet, but she will be on Sunday at 1 o'clock with Phil. So make sure
I'm going to let everyone into a little secret. So Megan's just been announced now, but she's actually been with us for about a week.
Yeah.
Or so?
Yeah.
In fact,
longer than that, I think.
Yeah, if you've been following the Instagram, Megan's the one that's been doing it.
Yeah, it's been Megan that's on the Instagram.
She has been putting everything up, and you didn't even know she was a host.
No idea.
Definitely. And the reason we've held off on these TikTok videos is because we wanted to do a little welcome one, and we didn't want to do it before Megan joined us. So we can do that now. We can start on TikTok.
Yay!
But Megan, you're looking forward to it. Obviously, we want to keep this going for as long as we can, and when things do go back to normal, we'd like to keep this going. You look forward to being a part of it?
100%. Like, I know that we're going to have loads and loads of fun, and I'm just really excited to be a part of it.
Oh,
I think we need a girl to keep us in line as well.
Yes.
It hasn't worked so far.
Nope.
I am not the right person for that job.
No.
Even better. Megan also will be taking part in the Mad Sandwich competition on Tuesday, so we do need some volunteers to go up against her. The winner, of course, will be in the semi-final along with Hannah, my mum Sarah, and Jodie, who recently put mealworms in her sandwich, which is completely crazy. But we do need a volunteer. You don't have to put mealworms in, just it has to be a mad sandwich. Put anything you want in, as long as it's edible, and you don't do a fill and put a can of Foster's in. Anyone Just let us know if you want to do it. You'll be up against Megan, and the winner will be in the semi-final.
Yes, and just to let you know, we have also been discussing doing some more of these YouTube live exclusive ones where we're talking about possibly getting guests on, multiple guests to do shorter spots. So those that want to come on and chat but don't want to chat for an hour and a half, we can sort of get you on that. So keep your eye out on that. This is why I say subscribe to YouTube and turn the bell notification on. We've got more game shows coming up. And I'm sure Phil's going to derail more stuff by laughing.
I hate myself. Stop it, buddy. Don't stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Is there anything you guys wanted to talk about before we signed off?
Obolobulobicus. That's it.
Okay.
That word gets Phil every time. But no, I'm looking forward to where we go next because we've already come up with so many good ideas in the space of 2 months. So I'm looking forward to. I'm sure we've got so many more plans coming up.
Yeah. So we are going to say, since I was hosting, I'm going to say thank you to Jordan, Paddy, and Phil for doing this. And also, Megan, welcome to the team now. As you are a new host, I think you should sign off today.
Yes.
So, Megan.
Straight in the deep end.
Over to you.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for watching Podcast 96. Make sure that you share and like our Facebook, Instagram, make sure TikTok as well, because those videos are coming up very, very soon. But that is it from all of us, and we'll see you on Sunday, because that will be when our next video is. So see you later. Bye.